What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Queen's Cast, episode 4. My name is Rhino, and I'm your producer here tonight. Super excited to get back onto the routine of things here. We're on the Queen's Cast. We got back into action here in the Queen's Cup this week, too, and into all that information, who did what, who moved up, who moved down, yada, yada, yada. The usual talk. We're going to have a special guest on the show as well from Zeeyah. We'll dive into all that information as well, okay? So you guys enjoy the show. I'm going to pass it over to your host, Gigi, Stee, and Zona. You guys enjoy it, and we'll catch you at the end.
A bunch of things came up, but I'm ready to get right back into it. I just want to remind everyone though to check us out on Spotify. You can watch and listen there. Please leave the 5 stars. You can subscribe to the YouTube. You can join the Discord. Hit us up with a bunch of whatever questions you have. And also, we are going to be transitioning to different social accounts for the Queen's Cup, the Princess Cup, and the Queen's Cast very own X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Zona, how are you doing?
I am very sick, Stee. I I am having the time of my life this week. My dad got sick, I want to say a little over a week ago, and then a couple days ago he got me sick, and I keep bumping in to my little filter, and I feel bad if it keeps picking it up. But yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, I am sick. I will be drinking tea this entire podcast, so viewers, I'm sorry if you cannot see my beautiful face today.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're sick though, it sucks.
Oh, it's definitely a bummer, but it's all good. We pushed through it. I literally just lost my train of thought. How do I manage that already?
It's the head cold. It's probably a head cold, you know.
Oh, definitely.
It's slowing you down. I'm gearing up for fucking allergy season here. It's gonna be wild.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
be super dry. It's gonna suck.
Just make sure that you are stocked up on your vitamins.
Oh, vitamins and allergy meds. I'm gonna have it all. The nasal sprays.
Yeah. I would say make sure you're getting enough sunlight and fresh air, but allergies, being outside.
Nope. I also work in a kitchen, so I'm inside literally all the time.
Well, then maybe you'll curb some of the seasonal allergies then.
Hopefully. Now, we do keep our doors open, but maybe I can convince everyone to keep them closed. Hopefully our AC is working though.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pop up. We have one of our newer segments. It's called we're calling it the Royal Roundup. It's just really like a new segment. What's going on in women's comp and different results. I'm gonna dive right in with it's dubbed Stee 6. So if Rhino can bring that up for me. What's going on? There we go. I have a bunch of delay right now for whatever reason. All right, so of course, what?
It's on the screen. You good?
I have the stream up. My bad.
Oh.
I don't see it on this end right now. Come on, Mr. Producer, man. You should know there's a.
Hey man, it was on the screen when you said it, bro. I'm just saying.
All right. Anyway, of course, number 1, I have Insomnia. I think they're going to be number 1 for a while, unless they drop pretty horrendously, like drop in 2 weeks. I mean, we only have 2 weeks left of the season. But Insomnia number 1, the new Dark Zero, aka Lust number 2. TSM did move up in my 6 to number 3. They were number 4 2 weeks ago, I think 4 or 5, something like that. Luminosity to 4, Wee to 5, and Kyoto to number 6. And I just want to put a quick spotlight though on Dark Zero. As everyone knows, they are ex Lust. I think that's a huge signing, honestly. Seeing bigger org, especially someone like Dark Zero. It's a pretty big org. coming into women's scene, and hopefully, more orgs follow suit. I'm kind of excited to see like a snowball effect, and hopefully this is a sign that times are changing, honestly. And let's see. So Samurai last Wednesday had 9 kills, 6,355 damage, 6K damage. It's insane. Renee with 10 kills and 4,050 damage, and of course Scar with 10 kills, 4,616 damage. I think they're one of those teams though that like everyone has to look out for, because when they start running downhill, it's very hard to stop them, especially with coming in with like the signing of Dark Zero, and it's a huge confidence booster for sure.
I actually, bouncing off of your top 6, it had come to my attention quite literally 10 minutes before we started today that Ashley is stepping back from Wee-Woo.
Oh, that's sad, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the teams that like I don't want to say like they're not consistent, but they're one of those teams that if they start getting things rolling, they definitely can, pick up kills and be in usually the top 5.
Mm-hmm. But good news is that it's only for women's comp that she is stepping back. She will still be playing with them in ALGS and all of the
That's good.
CCs. But for anyone watching, Wee-Woo is now LF1 for women's comp, if you'd like to take a stab at it. Cough, cough, Zeeyah.
Yeah, Zeeyah
Miss-
definitely.
Miss Free Agent.
And I also want to put a quick spotlight on Karma, one of those teams that are slowly creeping their way up for sure. They've been one of those teams that Boba and Inhaler have been around for a little bit, getting their stride, with like finding their new third. And Anna, if I should, I don't want to butcher her name, but Arajo has been stepping in the last few weeks and definitely starting to get a little bit more consistent. And you can see that they're starting to gel really well. Last week, Boba had 7 kills, 5,756 damage. And I had 3 kills, 4,281. And Inhaler, 11 kills, 5,217. They had 21 kills overall. And they placed, top 5, I think, in Princess Cup. So they're 100%, I think they're on their way up to Queen's Cup.
Big time. Can't wait to see them win a PC. Just to throw them right in there.
Zona, do you have any sleeping beauties for your
I
week?
do. This week, I chose the fabulous sleeping beauty, Dissy. She is now a member of Horology, who is also with Angels and Shelb, also known as 3 Inches is Huge, if you see her in your lobbies.
One of the greatest
I'm
names.
sorry.
One of the greatest names I've ever had to say out loud while I was casting is 3 inches is huge. It's like it's like I
the
got,
names from them
Holy fuck.
this past week were even better. Did you see them?
Did.
They were 3 Inches is Huge, Mayor of Hoville, and then hold on, give me 2 seconds and I can tell I can tell you what Dissy's was. That is the wrong link. This one. It was Thickums. Dissy's
Thickums.
name was Thickums this past week, and I thought it was fantastic seeing all of them. But those 3 together have, I think in the past week or 2 that they've been playing together, they have done nothing but thrive, and it just shows that the chemistry between the 3 of them is just amazing.
I still can't get over
Angel.
those names, dude. Like,
W
holy
names, bro.
shit.
W names, W team.
Man,
To be
I
fair.
can't even like fathom how you feel having to call that shit out.
Oh, it's actually amazing when there's been there was a couple actually this week in Queens Cup, dude. Zenith brought out some interesting names. It was tough. Like they were all, it was their height, and then they put something else after it, and
Oh yeah. I
I was like, yeah,
remember
I
seeing
can't
that.
say this stuff, bro. I cannot say this. I just can't, you know. So I kind of knew who was who though because I've been casting them for so long. But it was just funny because originally, because as you casting, you want to say what you see, right? You want to say the name. And
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say Kreese. I was about to say Kreese, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say this. I'm gonna hold back.
That's hilarious.
Exactly. See, Z in the chat. She knows. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Some of these
Oh my
names are
goodness.
like week in and week out are just top tier.
I
It's
mean,
some of the
even
best.
this weekend in the duos tournament, literally yesterday, Dissy and Sammy were left nut and right nut.
Jesus Christ. Imagine having names like that on
I've
like
seen left cheek, right
the
cheek,
world
and
stage too,
butthole.
though.
You know, I've seen that before
Oh
too. You know,
I've
my
seen that.
god.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
Oh my goodness.
So with season 20 being here, it's been absolutely a game changer. Like different way, like different game pretty much, like altogether, like how it's played. And I mean, there's still a lot of true Apex like within the DNA, of course, but I don't know. I feel like it's TTK right now, like especially in the beginning, if you're fighting off drop, is so quick and so fast. Like since you don't have shield advantage anymore, it's it's been, I think it's been really fun. Like I don't think I've seen like a bad tweets or anything about it, and it's kind of refreshing to see. Like as hateful as Apex community can be, there's been a lot of love for this season, and it's it's extremely nice to see.
I think the only hate that I've seen about this season is the cheaters because they
Yeah,
fixed the matchmaking system. So you're not going against silver players unless, they're like stupidly good, aka the cheaters, at a higher level.
yeah. And also
Um
they dropped the level cap to 20, which
mhm.
I don't get why they would do that. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was a bait to get cheaters
yeah.
to like
And
come in more, so then they can write like the
I think
code
this is
and
it though,
pick
Steve. I
up
think this
on the
is it.
cheats.
Real quick, Steve. I think this is what it was. I think it's because they figured since the game was going to be so refreshed and so new that they thought
Hmm.
a lot more people would be jumping over to Apex rather than playing in Warzone where it's infested with cheaters and stuff, or
Yeah.
Fortnite, which is kind of slowly dying back down a little bit. You know, they might pop back over to Apex, but like, oh, this game is actually pretty good. They changed everything up. Like the legend things is different now. They didn't want to reject those people for hopping in quick and just getting to level 20 real quick and trying out ranked as soon as they could. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I guarantee you it goes back up next
Surprise.
season. Surprise, it goes right back up.
Surprise, the cheaters showed up instead.
I know, like I feel like if there's like someone blatantly cheating, they're barely over level 20. And it's just like, dude, like you're just opening the
Literally.
floodgates at that time, you know? And the
Earlier,
gun,
I was watching his Watson playing,
yeah.
and he was playing with Brendan, but I was watching his Watson's POV, and there was a 3-stack of cheaters in the lobby. They died to them, and then the cheaters got killed by another 3-stack of cheaters, who then got killed by another 3-stack of cheaters, all in the same game.
It's wild. Yeah,
I was
I
like,
just saw a clip
how?
like 15, 20 minutes ago, like whatever it was. I think Watson
Absolutely
posted it.
insane.
It's just like the cheater problem. That's just been like one of the biggest downfalls of Apex, I think. Like it always just goes back to that. Like if
Big
there's
time.
nothing else to complain about, it's the cheater problem.
Big time.
What do you think the gun metas have been this season though, Zona? Like
Um,
what's your outlook on it?
I'm thinking, there's not a lot of RE enjoyers compared to what I was thinking there would be, especially with Hammer Point still on the ground.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm thinking it's like a Hemi or Nemi as an AR, and then a Car or a Volt with a very close third being the Prowler. I would honestly just toss the R9 in the trash from my personal experience. I love
That
the
hurts.
R9. I love the R9, don't get me wrong. I was the hardest R9 crutch when Prowler wasn't on the ground. But now that Prowler's back on the ground, I think I'm a little biased, but I think the Car honestly feels a little bit better than the Prowler this season. So I'd have to say the Car then the Prowler.
Yeah, I mean, I do like somewhat agree. I think the Prowler isn't that good unless you have like a blue mag and up,
Mhm.
like no mag and white mag it's very lackluster. I mean it all goes for like every SMG, but um I mean I'm still probably one of the biggest R9 crutches and I'm on MNK. So yeah, that says a lot. Like I mean, I feel with what they did with the recoil, that might be the biggest difference. Like why a lot of controller players don't pick up the R9 anymore. But man, blue mag, purple mag, like on the R9, that it
Mhm.
still shreds. It still shreds. And like the hip fire was nerfed a little bit, but it's honestly not that bad. Like I don't think it's that bad at all.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, when you have a blue mag Prowler with 35 bullets in it, like
uh, nah, I'm
they
still
gotta
I'm still
do
picking
they
R9.
they gotta do something about that though. I know that the TTK isn't as fast unless you literally hit all headshots. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what they did with it, but the time between each burst feels slightly slower
Also,
than
yeah, it
before
feels
it was in
insanely
Care Pack.
slower.
I don't understand,
And then
but I don't mind it.
I think also someone like pointed out that there was like a silent car nerf. Like they messed with the recoil. I think they gave
Mhm.
it a little bit recoil and they just didn't say anything. It's
It
like they're
definitely feels that
definitely.
way.
It's like I know like everyone the last 2 days especially, aim assist has been another huge topic on X,
Mhm.
and I honestly hate it. I don't complain too much about it. I used to, but I got over it. I learned
I'm
how
glad you
to
don't
run
now, or else
SMGs.
we'd have some problems if you still
No, my two
complain.
teammates, my two teammates are aim assist enjoyers, and I love them. Like go kill
That's
these
valid.
people.
You just send out your little minions.
Exactly.
Just like go.
So real quick before we do advance, though, I do want to get to the full standings
That's
currently right
right.
now
That is
for both
right.
Queen's Cup. I'll cover Queen's Cup if you want to cover Princess Cup.
Got you.
All right, so Queen's Cup, Insomnia with a very, very, very strong lead, 70 points. That's a gapper right there. That's a huge gap, honestly. That's what I
That's
was saying.
placement galore for them.
That's what I was saying about about my six picks. Like if they have an abysmal couple weeks, before the finals, then that's the only reason why I feel they would drop. They're one of, if not like one of the most consistent teams in this circuit, and it's very
Definitely.
fun to watch. That addition of Envy just catapults them. We have
Absolutely.
LG Red, 46, very close though between second. I'd say second and sixth. Honestly, that could be anyone's game right there. So 46, LG Red, Dark Zero with 44, Wii with 40, TSM with 35, and Lost Licks with 33. It's all very close. Even going down further, it's a really close board right now. I think TSM though has a chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to be showing up these last 2 weeks and absolutely, you know, come back with a vengeance. A couple weeks ago, they didn't have a good turnout, and I think they want to turn that around.
Oh yeah. And they're not conning anymore.
Nope. And they were conning every week
They
on
were.
both POIs, that's just
Um
rough.
yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago, it was both POIs. I
Yeah,
think
that
on
was
that day
a
they went
little
one on
killer.
five.
Yeah.
They dropped quite a bit on that, and it sucks to see, especially like because we know what TSM can do. We know what TSM is capable of and how strong they can be. But being conned and having to just sit and watch the rest of the games is definitely a mental breaker.
Big time. Definitely.
Let's
You got through the top 5, yes?
Yep, let's shoot it over to Princess Cup and see what's going on that side.
It is extremely close, all the way down to, I want to say, 15th. Karma is currently leading with 15 points. SES has 14, Vibes has 12, Lunar also has 12. And then Good Girls through Risen Rose, so 5th through 9th all have 11 points. Wow.
And then you have ADHD right there with 10.
Yep, and
Nika with
Seriously
9.
Silly Geese
It's
with
just
10 as well.
it's anyone could be shooting up in the next 2 weeks.
Anyone's game. Honestly, I would say the entire leaderboard, it's anyone's game. Anyone comes in first or second, they'll shoot up either right above Karma or they'll be tied with Karma, depending on their points.
Yeah, with all the changes, like how this game is being played, and with different how legend comps and team comps have completely changed. What teams do you think benefit the most right now from these changes?
I want to say specifically some of the edge teams. I can't think off of the top of my head with all of this brain fog, but there are a couple that are in the middle of the QC leaderboard that have great rotations as edge teams, and they can get on Stormpoint. They can get the Prowlers, they can get the Flyers, they can get the Evil Harvesters. They can come in with red armor in like round 2 or round 3. On World's Edge, it's not as easy because they don't have the wildlife and they only have Evil Harvesters. But I feel like a lot of edge teams who have their rotates down will be able to have successful like fights and mid to late game play just because they'll have those Evo advantages to the zone teams.
100%. I want to say too, with Insomnia being, like, because they flex really well. If they see a zone they know they can get to really fast, they'll go and hold it down as hard as they can. And with how Julie plays Watson, I think with the buff to Watson is insane. I think I've seen Julie today. So we played in a charity tournament today, and Julie was in there. She was on Bing, and she's disgusting on Bing, honestly.
She was in there with their manager, Nuggets,
Yes,
and
Nuggets.
then Silent as well.
Yep, Silent. Oh my god, that dude ran the lobby. It wasn't even funny. I think he had
Silent,
over 10k damage. It was kind of nutty.
yeah, I think he had 10.2. That's actually really close to what he had. He actually subbed for me and Winks the middle of November-ish when Gwen couldn't get home and Nuggets wasn't feeling well. So Silent subbed in, and I think he had like 8 or 9k damage in 4 games.
Dude's fucking cracked.
I was like, this is so silly. He's just so good.
Yeah, I think the changes though, for especially like you're saying, edge teams, it's really good. Being able to hit beacons too, it raises your evo. And, seeing a lot of bloodhounds recently, it's been super cool. Like I miss seeing bloodhound in comp. It's one of my favorite like characters to see like push fights because of just how aggressive a bloodhound can be, especially mixed with Bang. I feel like that's been the huge duo, like for comp.
Oh,
recently.
especially after the digi changes.
Yeah.
You can't really run a Bang without a blood.
Yeah.
At this
And you
point.
brought up a good point with the RE.
That's
Like
why I thought
it
that.
still takes digi. I mean, I tried it. I think it's very situational. Against a red shield, I feel even with hammer or what is it? Hammer? No. Yeah, so it has hammer points.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still very hard to completely crack, you know. And then like I mean what Zeeyah is saying in the chat, honestly, like the strafe speed is pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
It's
mean the
gross.
bang bloodhound combo is super sick to see. And then you know, I've seen a lot of caustics with that duo. Or, you know, even Watson. I feel like Watson works really well with that if you're trying to play a little bit more zone heavy. You know, caustic you can play a little bit more edge heavy, but I
Yeah.
think teams who can run Watson have a huge advantage too, especially the split pylon. That ult is just, you can hold massive areas with it.
Definitely. Now, before we get Zeeyah in here, I want to talk about what I'm excited for and also what you're excited for week 7 of QCPC this week. I am super excited to see the PC lobby roll out. I don't know why. The PC lobbies are always just so fun because they're so unpredictably predictable, if that makes sense. Like you never know who's gonna win the game because they all play so smart. And they all play their own game to get into end zone.
There's a
You
lot of
know?
talent too in Princess Cup. It's exciting to see these teams like, you know, put in the time and like practice and grind their way up to Queen's Cup.
Definitely. I'm so excited to see them. I know that I'm super excited to see horology in there since, you know, Dissy was my Sleeping Beauty of the week. And as well as seeing Seriously Silly Geese, because in the duos tournament yesterday, they actually won one of the games and they were going against Sammy as a solo, and then it was Janie and I want to say it was Maxine as the other duo that was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And SSG won the game when Janie and Maxine had the height. So I'm super excited to see how well they do this week in Princess Cup.
And right now, Karma needs 1 point to get from Princess Cup up to Queen's Cup. So, you know, next week could be their week.
I'm excited.
Maybe we can see them in the finals Queen's Cup lobby too, you know. I mean, that whole board in Princess Cup, that was so close that anyone could move up right now, and anyone, you know, in the bottom 5 of or bottom 5 or 4 from Queen's Cup could move down. It could be a huge shakeup, like right before finals.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
All right, so I think our guest is ready. So Zeeyah is going to be our guest. You may have seen her play with Risen Rose, Cicero, and last week with Vibes. She had 2 kills, 3,413 damage last week. You know, I'm excited to talk. I love talking to free agents and seeing what their whole outlook on like the process of joining a team is and what they specifically look for and what they're trying to find as competing. The
The little
quack.
quack. Oh my goodness.
It's automatic, sorry.
I forgot you had that.
That's hilarious.
Hi,
So
Z.
Zeeyah, what is going
Hey.
on?
Nothing. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. You want to give yourself a little bit of an intro? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh my gosh, I would love to. Okay, my name is Zeeyah. I've been playing Apex since around like season 11, season 12. I got into women's comp around her galaxy. I'm a MNK player, entry
Let's
fragger
go.
usually.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. That's my type of playing. I had someone tell me recently that I should be fragging, and I was like, I'm on MK though. Like, I'm not I'm not that confident. Like I don't have the help, you know.
Confidence is everything, let me tell
I know.
you.
Big time.
I try to go with it, but you know, when I get gunned out, I'm just like, yeah, you know, I should have sent one of you guys in. It's fine. So let me see. So you said you joined or you started playing Apex in season what 11? You said
Yeah.
what era was that? I'm trying to think. Is that Horizon? Was that Horizon?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just a rank grinder back then, and I just
Mhm.
played Ash.
Oh, Ash. That's interesting,
Yeah,
actually.
Ash
yeah.
is a vibe though.
I played a lot of Ash, and then every time a new character come out, I'd main them for like that split. But I played mostly Ash and like when Vantage came out, I played Vantage.
Oh my god.
See, Rhino was maining Vantage for a little bit. So shout out to Rhino. So what made you like pursue though Apex comp? Like what was your introduction and um you know like how did you get into it?
So before I played Apex at all, I played Counter-Strike competitively, and I've always been just a competitive gal. Like I played sports my whole life, and then like once I got into video games, I was super competitive with it as well. And then when I tried Apex for the first time, it was actually on the Nintendo Switch, and I just had so much
Holy
fun.
shit.
I had so much fun that when I built my PC, I immediately got Apex and started playing it, and then yeah, then I started playing a lot and I started making some more connections. And I actually met Mario, who I'm sure everybody knows. And he said, "You have the potential to be like a good women's comp player. Like, you should really try it." And I was like, "I don't know. I'm kind of scared." And then he basically entered me into a tournament, like, just because he wanted me to play. And I played with these two really, really, really nice ladies. I honestly genuinely can't remember their names, and
Man.
we got shit on, but there was a couple games where we did really, really, really well, and like I had so much fun. It was really nice being back in like the competitive environment because I hadn't really competed until I was like or since I'd played CS:GO. So it was nice like being back in the competitive environment, and then that's when I was like, okay, I like this. I want to keep doing this. And then that's when, like Rhino's saying in the chat right now, that's when her Galaxy was coming up, and Mario actually connected me with Caro, and then Caro found us a third. We
Mhm.
played her Galaxy, and then I mean the rest is kind of history. I just kept playing, and then yeah,
Man, I hate hearing her Galaxy though. It kind of
yeah.
it left a sour taste in everyone's mouth.
Oh,
It's just
absolutely.
it's so stupid. Like what
Her
happened?
galaxy was an experience and a half.
It was something, that's for sure.
I was playing. I came in 44th out of, you know, the however many teams. I missed it by like 6 points because I was sick the last 2 games because it was taking like 17 years to finish
Oh
6
my god, it
games.
took so long. I remember.
Literally in between games, I was running out of the room and like trying to not throw up. I was that physically
No.
sick. It was taking so long.
No.
And then not seeing the girls get paid out, it was just like,
Yeah, it's honestly heartbreaking. Like so many people worked so hard for it and gave it their all just to have that guy ditch and be a weirdo.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
But bringing it back a little bit, talking about you maining the new legends that come out every single season. There's not a new legend this season, but I do want to ask, how have you enjoyed this season so far, and how do you think that it'll affect the competitive scene?
I like the new season. Obviously it's a really big learning experience. Like when it comes to competitive play, there's a lot more to think about, especially being an IGL. Like you kind of have to form the way that you rotate, the way that you take fights and all that, like based off of different circumstances. Um, and so I think what we're really gonna start seeing in like competitively is a big twist in like, those hard edge versus those hard zone teams. I think that we're gonna start seeing a big increase in like genuine hybrid teams where people are kind of playing both. And hopefully, I'm hoping that that means more catalysts in the games because I love her and I think she's an insanely strong legend even still. But I think that's really what's going to be like the most different about it is that the way that all these teams are playing, they're kind of changing. Again, like the IGLs are going to have to change their IGL styles, and I think everyone's just going to be playing a lot more hybrid as opposed to those hard zone teams. Like for example, when we were Daydream, like we were hard zone, we didn't mess around with no edge stuff whatsoever. But now it's kind of switching up where I'm gonna do whatever is gonna be best for me in that game.
We
Like, do
love
you
the
think?
hybrid playstyle.
Yeah, I mean the hybrid. I think it. I mean, I do agree with you 100%. I feel like there's going to be a lot more flex in like how everything is going to be played out, unless you know, I don't. I don't want to see Catalyst back. I absolutely hate fighting against Catalyst. I mean, that's my opinion. I hate it. Like the wall is so. I hate when you get blinded by it. And if there's
Visual
bank
clutter.
smoke, it's over. Like you don't know what's going on. Like even in Bloodhound ult, like you cannot
It's
see
worse.
anything.
It's so much worse in Bloodhound. Everything's already
Yeah,
black and white.
it's just like a black screen. That's all it is.
Mhm.
It's horrible. So so as we know, you are kind of like the free agent. What has been like the process been since leaving Daydream?
Um, I've had my ups and downs for sure. Like initially when our team broke up,
Mm.
um, it was hard for me because in my mind during that time, I was like, these are the girls that like I'm gonna take it all the way with. And Caro, of course, had some personal stuff going on and wanted to focus more on her content, which I kind of always knew was going to happen because Caro is super, super, super passionate about content, which is not a bad thing whatsoever. She's so good at it. But I kind of always knew that was going to happen. And then once it did, I was like, okay, well, my confidence kind of took a hit because, being the IGL of the team and both my teammates leaving, it's like, okay, well, clearly I'm doing something wrong. Um, and then I was playing with Angels for a little bit, and that was also good. But then again, she was saying that she was gonna stop playing comp for a while and all that. So it was kind of tough in the beginning for sure, where like I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was kind of flip flopping everywhere, focusing on co-ed a little bit more, and moving around, trying my best to try out with everyone and play with everyone that I can. But I stopped stressing about it so much, and now it's been really fun. Like just I'm learning a lot, learning different roles, playing with different IGLs, seeing different people's styles, and just like really playing with everyone that I can to kind of see like what's going to be the best fit for me because I really only have been on one team, and that was Daydream. Like that's my longest running team with a full roster. So I've really only experienced that one team. So now I'm kind of like expanding my horizons, keeping my mind open and just trying to learn as much as I can, absorb everything, and just get better myself as a player. And instead of confining myself to like one single role, I want to be able to learn everything and do everything and,
Hmm.
just kind of go from there.
I mean, that's a huge like skill to have. Is a team asks you to fill in, but they want you to fill in for this role, and if you don't know how to play that role like decently, you're just throwing the game for them.
Exactly.
Okay. Speaking of trialing for teams, pretend I am a captain of the team that you want to trial for. Sell yourself. What are your strongest skill sets and what's something you can bring to the table to help improve the team?
Well, okay, let's start with the last part. What's something I can bring to the table? One thing um is I'm extremely analytical, especially when it comes to like after the game and like VOD reviewing and everything. I I can pretty much pick out every single issue and come up with a solution for every single one. Maybe not so much in the game, of course, it's a little bit harder, but after the fact, like any VOD reviews, anything, and that's also something that I'm like super passionate about and I love doing. I mean, even now, like you can ask my boyfriend Tyler, like I VOD review his games all the time. I write down, I have every single time he has a scrim, I have all the analytics written down for it, like their average placement points, their average kill points, everything like that. And so that kind of stuff, I think I am very like I'm really involved in that kind of stuff, and I think that that's I wouldn't necessarily say rare, but it's not as common to find that in somebody. There's a lot of people who just kind of play and then VOD review, listen to the VOD review, and then like hope for the best the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then what was the other thing that you said?
Strongest skill sets.
Oh, I would say I'm a pretty smart player in the game. I come up with a lot of like kind of like out of the box ways to do things. I'm always testing my limits and my team's limits and like seeing what we can get away with and what we can't, like what we're going to get punished for or what we can actually do. And I think that's a good like skill set to have, being able to, think about things to do that other people might not think about, because predictability is, I mean, it's a lot easier to kill a team that's predictable than a team that like you have no idea what the heck they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also like the biggest thing that I'm always doing when I'm in the game itself is I'm always taking angles. I'm always looking for entry damage, and being on M&K, it's really easy for me to do that kind of stuff because I can shoot at range pretty well. So that kind of stuff, mostly just like being able to get the entry, being able to make those calls that other people might not make, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that's just one of the biggest differences, like for MNK, is being able to get that like range, like entry. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to create pressure and be able to take space, like you need to do a little bit of damage before doing so, and get them on their heels.
Exactly.
And the being unpredictable, like all of those hear me out moments that I had
Yeah.
when we were playing.
Exactly. And I know, like, I mean, you've been with me, you've played with me before,
Mm-hmm.
you've heard some of my, should we just evac? And then, like, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does, and it puts us into a really good
Mm-hmm.
spot. So, I wouldn't do that in anything that's for money or anything, but in scrims and stuff, I'm always trying to test the limits of myself, my teammates, and I mean the lobby realistically. Like I'm just trying to see what's gonna work and what's not.
Mm-hmm. Limit testing is honestly the best way to improve.
I
Exactly.
mean, it's like how else are you gonna learn if you don't fuck
Exactly.
up,
Exactly.
So what's been like your typical like trial sessions? Like how have you been, I guess going in with these teams? Have you just been playing ranked, or do you just jump in and scrims with them?
Well, I mean, like my trial with Risen Rose, for example,
Mhm.
we played like one scrim and then we played Challenger Circuit right afterwards. So it's like it kind of depends, on like what the team wants. Obviously there's a lot of people who look for different things. Some people are looking for, what is my skill set right off the jump? Like how much damage can I do, in one scrim? Other
Mhm.
people, they're looking for more of like the kind of vibe that you have, and so they're fine just, oh yeah, let's just rank for a little bit and see how it goes, all that. It's kind of been like here and there. It just like depends. I usually just ask like what the team's looking for, and just try my best to fill that role and like see if if we work together. But it's been like pretty like here and there. Scrims. I've played a couple like Princess Cups or God, what else did we do? I think I played Rose Cup last week in a trial or something like that. It's just really just like whatever's available, we just kind of do it.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. I
Yeah.
mean, see how you are in like a full pace lobby. Like, do you have any like gut feeling who you're gonna go with? Or are you still kind of like testing out the waters and taking your time?
I'm taking it pretty slow for now. I will say, I'll do a little leak here. I will say, Sierra is someone that I've really, really, really loved playing with. And
Mhm.
so, we're gonna be trying some stuff this week and see like how we work with other people as well. And, if it goes well, hopefully she wants me and maybe we can make a little team. But, there's nothing concrete yet. I'm not really like I don't really have necessarily one specific team that I'm like, wow, I'd really love to play for them. There's also not one team where I'm like, God, no, I'd never play with them. It's really kind of up in the air. I'm just trying out like everything that I can, taking it slow. I'm not really in like too much of a rush right now, but yeah.
That's good. I feel like it's a huge mistake, um, tons of people make. It's just jumping in right away and
Yeah.
committing and then a couple weeks down the road, they're just like regretting it, you know, or
Absolutely.
feel like I wouldn't. I mean, regret's a strong, very strong word, but you know, just thinking that it wasn't the right move for them,
Oh yeah. I
and it
mean,
sucks to see like how much free agents there are, like every week usually.
absolutely. I mean, we've seen it with tons of women's teams. I mean, even like Riz and Rose, for example, before they picked up Complex, they had already picked up multiple people before, and I totally understand why they did. It took them so long to find a third. It was like they're really the same as
Hmm.
me and Caro before we found Cyber. But they would pick up a third, and then it'd be great at first, and then it starts like not really working out so well, and so they have to find somebody else, and stuff like that. It happens a lot, and that's just one team that I can think of an example for. But
I mean, OKC did the same thing too.
oh yes, yes,
Hmm.
you got that.
It
You're
took
right.
them so long to find me after Faye left.
Yeah,
They were trialing for like months.
yeah. I think Caro and I trialed people for around like upwards of 4 months. It's a long
Hmm.
time to trial
That
people.
is a long time.
When trialing people, though, what are some traits and skill sets that you look for to make team chemistry flow smoother? Like, what do you look for in a person that will like help them mesh with you, I guess?
I mean, obviously everybody knows I have a very loud personality. So typically people with the same kind of personality type usually work well with me. I look for people who are patient. Patience, I think, is really, really important. Confidence, um, just like overall, how open minded they are, how well they respond to criticism versus, and like how well they give out criticism. And then, yeah, like as long as our personalities mesh well, like if we're having fun and we're able to, talk like not just as teammates, I think that that has a really big impact on it as well.
100% though. Like
Definitely
I think one of the
trust.
biggest things too is if you're not gelling well, especially like since you are like IGL rolling, like if someone's not gelling with you, they're just gonna either be counter calling or just not caring about your calls, and that just sounds like a bad time.
Exactly. And there's like a lack of trust there, right? Like if we're
Yeah.
not cool with each other as like friends and not just teammates, you can't fully trust somebody if you don't like if you just don't like them, you know what I mean? So that can be kind of a disconnect sometimes as well.
Absolutely.
I see it time and time again. It you know,
Hmm.
like it sucks that like like it goes that deep in a game, but when you're trying to achieve something and kind of, be the best at something, like there has to be full trust, and finding that right person is definitely what sets like great teams apart.
Exactly.
So I think I have one last question, and I think Zona might have one. I think she has the fun question she's dying to ask.
I got my two fun ones actually.
Two
You have
fun
two fun
questions.
ones. I'll let
Hmm.
you go back to back. So I just want to ask, what has been your most memorable women's comp moment thus far?
Oh, I would say my most memorable moment, I have two. The first one, I will never, ever, ever forget, like qualifying for the Her Galaxy, like the second round, because I was so new to the game and so, so, so new to comp. And finding out, like, I think we got like 39th, and it was like top 40 that made it. And like opening the leaderboard and seeing that we had made it, especially because we just had a terrible game. Like our last game was really, really, really bad. And like opening the leaderboard and seeing that we had qualified, I started crying on stream. I was so excited. And like it was just like I finally felt like I was like back where I belong in terms of competing. Like I hadn't competed in so, so, so long, and there was like always something missing with that. So finally being back in there was really nice. And then the second one, I would say winning the Hot Girl Summer Finals. Um, that was just like, oh my god, we had such a fun time playing that tournament, and we were trying a new comp that we had only ran once before in a scrim, like the week before that. And I mean, we played really, really, really well. I think I had like 24 kills. I think both my teammates dropped like 8K damage. Like we played really, really well. And that's probably the most memorable moment, because that's what I'm most proud of. Like, us as a team, we just played so well together, and we did everything that we needed to do. And then, we got the win for
Okay.
I remember that tournament. I was so proud of you guys.
it.
I was so proud.
Oh, thanks.
And it's gonna be a year in like 3 months.
Oh my god, stop. Don't say that.
I wish. Well, I mean, to be fair, not the actual tournament itself, but when HGS started.
When it started, yeah, I remember. Oh my god.
It's coming up on us so fast.
They grow up so fast.
I know, right? All right, my 2 fun questions. Are you ready for them?
You bet I am. I was born ready.
What is the legend comp that you want to try but isn't meta?
That I want to try but isn't meta?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh, this is a good question. I like this. Okay, well, obviously everybody knows I love me some Wraith, so I would obviously throw Wraith in there. Let's see here. Let me think. Okay, who are the legends? Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I would say, okay, I also love Horizon.
Mhm.
So let's say Wraith for all the ground level stuff, Horizon for all the going up stuff, and then I don't know, throw like a fuse in there or something. You know what I'm saying? Like something to do a little damage on that. I would love that.
I feel like Fuse has been like the answers the last 3 weeks. Like,
Really?
Has been
Fuse
part of comp.
has-
Yeah,
Rev has.
yeah. Rev and Fuse are like the 2
We
big
haven't
Ew, I
had a
hate Rev and-
Wraith. We haven't had a Wraith or a Horizon answer.
I love Wraith and I love Horizon. Those are my 2 favorite legends in the game. Wraith,
You
because she allows me to
literally
get everything.
would
that I
not
want.
get off of Wraith when we played.
Yeah, because I wanted to try it, especially because that was at a point where I was feeling very experimental. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, let me just try whatever I can and like see what works. And like I think the thing with Wraith is like she can be insanely good, but there's just other legends that do her job like better. Like for example, you can portal up to underneath the building, but if you have a Bangalore, you can smoke it, and then also you still have a Bangle. You know what I mean? Like Wraith's abilities are very, very selfish. And that's why I feel like she's not ever going to be meta again, because there's just legends that do like way more than her.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the thing that I like about playing Wraith, like when I do play her in women's comp, for example, is like I can still have someone else on Bang, but I can do all the stuff that I would be able to do on Bang. You know what I mean? I can go
Mm-hmm.
take whatever angle I want, go look at whatever I want to, and I still have a safe way to come back. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
I definitely get you. All right. This is my favorite question that stumps everybody.
Oh God.
Since Overstat came out, you started playing comp after Overstat came out, so it's a little different in this case. I was asking like Kai and Sabs and PBG these questions, and obviously they had played comp before that.
Yeah.
But how many games do you think you have on Overstat?
Oh, I've actually checked this. I have like
These guests, Rhino, they need to stop checking these things.
my
Bro,
fault.
I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him,
I
bro.
think I have like I want to say I have around
Oh.
300.
You are close.
Oh my God, how many do I have?
359.
Oh, that's so many more than I thought. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, actually, that's a lie.
Oh God.
I'm not even looking in the right spot.
The cat
You
on this
have-
host.
You have 639.
What? That's cap. What? Are you
That's-
serious?
Oh,
a lot more. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. Blame it on the sickness, because I've been looking at stuff wrong the entire day. I was looking at your kills,
Oh my God.
but
Okay.
total games is 639.
You did not have to tell anyone that you were looking at my kills before. Now everyone knows my KD.
oh.
To be fair, it's just on Overstat. It's not like your overall KD.
No, and also I've never been known for getting a lot of kills. I do a lot of damage, but I never have a lot
You
of
do.
kills.
You do a lot of damage. You get that entry damage. I have literally experienced it for myself. But
And I
yeah,
personally think damage is a little bit more important, to get your gremlins in to get the kills for you,
Yeah, especially when I
yeah,
do have 2
average.
controller players on my team. It's like, okay, Zia, go farm our armors. Well, not anymore, but like, okay, Zia, keep it 30-30. Here's my armor. Farm it up.
Yeah. So that is your overall games.
Dang, that is so many. That's crazy.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
I do a lot of like random tournaments, like especially charity tournaments. I've done so many little charity tournaments and things like that. So I guess it makes sense. It's not just counting like scrims and women's comp stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite literally everything on Overstock.
That is so crazy.
Like all your fundraisers, all of the charity tournaments, the duos tournament from yesterday.
Oh my god, I did terrible at that.
You're telling me I had a 5-minute heads up and I dragged
Oh,
Angels
yeah.
with me.
Oh yeah. No, that was so funny.
I told Scott, I straight up said, I was like, it should be me hosting, but if there's a super last minute team that's dropping, Angels and I are filling in.
Let it be known, I GA'd Rev Conduit in the chat 4 times, and Angels in Zona ran Rev Conduit on the first game.
To be fair, I wasn't paying attention because, host things.
It was so
So
funny. I was dying. I was dying. When I checked the thing, I checked the match summary, and I saw it was you guys. I was like, of
Yeah.
course it is.
No shame running
listen,
conduit, Rev. That's crazy.
listen, we wanted to have fun. We ended up playing basically Legend Roulette. Like
That's what we did.
I played Conduit, I played Fuse, I played Pathfinder, Horizon. I went
That's
back
so
to Conduit because I just couldn't be bothered with the game.
Carol and I spun the wheel. It was really funny.
All right, so I think we are coming up to that time. Zeeyah, we'll let you plug yourself.
Plug
Tell us
myself.
tell us where we can find you, and when you stream and where all your content is, and everyone will go and check you out.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody so much for being here and watching me speak. My name is Zeeyah. You can find me on Twitch, Zeeyah with 2 Y's because somebody stole my name. And on Twitter, Zeeyah222 because someone also stole my name there. And that's pretty much all I use. You can also find me on Spotify if you type in Zeeyah, and also on Discord at Zeeyah.
It was a pleasure to have you on, and it was very nice meeting you.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
me. I
much
had so
for
much fun.
coming.
Oh my god, thank you guys. Yay. Goodbye.
Bye, Z.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night.
And she's a character. She's
love
full of
Z.
energy. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Spotify rapper. Where's the mixtape? That's gonna be our outro music tonight.
Oh my gosh, imagine. That would be great. Let's
So
just
again,
quick look it up.
another successful Queen's Cast. I just want to say we appreciate everyone who stops in, who's in the chat. Rhino, much love to you, man. Thank you for producing this and sitting there and listening to us ramble and putting up all the graphics. Once again, I am GG Stee. You can find me here on Twitch under GG Stee, Twitter. I have some old stuff on YouTube, TikTok, all the cool stuff. And I don't stream too much, but I'm here every once in a while.
All right, guys, before I plug myself a little bit, just a reminder that there is 2 weeks remaining for
2
QC
weeks. It's going by
for
so
this
quick.
quarter. Rhino has some more announcements with that, but just a little, I was gonna say a sneak peek, but it's not like there's a graphic with it. For me, at least. 2 weeks, he'll go more into it. But I am Zona. You can find me on Twitch at Zona with 3 A's. You can find me on Twitter. It's _Zona with 3 A's. All of my socials are extremely different. One has a dash, one has an underscore, one has a period. If you go to my pillar that Rhino just plugged in chat, you will find all of it there instead, because it is a lot of different ats. And I could go here for like 5 minutes about all of them. But this will be up on Spotify. It'll be up on YouTube. If you could give us a like, a follow, a subscribe, 5 stars.
Definitely Spotify.
All of definitely
Definitely
Spotify.
Spotify.
Get on the Spotify for us, please. I know I know we do the video on here, but we put the video on Spotify too. That's where the podcast stuff is at, bro. Could I get over there for us?
I beg. The more people that give 5 stars and follow on Spotify, the better I will feel. So if you don't want to see me sick forever, go do that. Big brain. Anyways, that is all from me.
Yeah. So I got a couple things. I guess I can announce the date for the finals. Because of CC's being at the first week of March, and then got some other things happening in the middle of the month, I picked the date of March 30th. That's going to be the finals for the Princess Cup and the Queen's Cup. It'll be 2 tournaments on the same day. Princess Cup will go first. That'll be over on Women's Circus channel. That'll be the finals for the Princess Cup. That's going to be casted by Tipsy. I'm gonna ask Tessa, but I'm not sure. She'll, I'm not gonna say her, but I'm sure she will. I mean, I guess still gotta ask her. But then 3 p.m. Eastern, and then after that, it'll be the Queen's Cup finals. That'll be live on this channel here, or it might be a different channel by then. I think it will be. So, but I'll post that later on. But that's also gonna be live on the 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern. That'll be with me and Blunt will be back. So me and Blunt will be casting that. So that's exciting. More information on the finals in the coming weeks, but at least get your date right now and your times. But also the thing I posted in the Discord this week of clips of the week. So right now we got the community members, people who play in Queen's Cup and Princess Cup. Sometimes we might miss a clip or we might miss something. We're giving people the opportunity to upload their own clips into the Discord. We'll get featured here on the Queen's Cast. So the first one this week I'm going to do, I'm going to open it right now. I'm going to show it on your screen. It's going to be Why Envy from Insomnia with the G7, bro. Why Envy is just disgusting. Like, it's unbelievable how good she is. So check this clip out. Check this out.
Unfair.
It really is.
I'm continuing to take space. I'm going on top of the rock. I'm going on top of this big rock.
I'm moving up. I think I'm gonna stay here, okay?
One's on the green building on the left. It's a bloodhound. Bloodhound. Not bloodhound. Yes. We could push. I shit on Bev. We could push. Yes. Good job. Alright, let's put you back out. Take the zip, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's inside.
Nah, we don't have to fucking overcommit for this.
No, we do.
You're gonna die either way.
And I'm gonna kill him.
Oh my god, you're so annoying, bitch.
Boom. So play of the week, Why Envy from Insomnia. So guys, get your clips uploaded in there though. It's really cool to do. I want to get enough so we can do like a top 5. That'd be really, really sick. So more you do, more you upload, more important it'll be. Yada yada yada. So thank you guys so much. Always. GG, Stee and Zona did a fantastic job here tonight.
Of course.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you guys give us the stars on Spotify. Please. That's the biggest thing for us. So, all right. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We're gonna raid out here, like we do. Let me see. Is Z live? Did she go live? No.
I don't know. Kara was live.
All right, perfect. Yeah, we'll raid over. I already raided Carol once today, so we'll raid her again. Why not? All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We're gonna raid out to Carol. I've already raided. I raided her earlier. But you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Okay. Peace.